Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my 3 to 6 month baby favorites slash essentials. I made one of these for 0 to 3 months and I will link that down below in case you haven't seen it. All of those things that I mentioned in that video are still like absolute favorites and essentials now, but I'm not gonna mention them again because that would just be super repetitive. So again, definitely check out that video. I will link it down below and I'll link all those products as well because again, they're amazing. But I wanted to share with you the products that are really, have just been so fantastic for these past 3 months as my son Hugo has developed and changed. So, I mean, these past 3 months have been insane. Like, he's just like a tiny little human now. It's crazy. But yeah, these products have been amazing. So let's just jump into it. So the first thing I want to share with you will be like the first in a few products. They kind of all go together. It's this Skip Hop bottle carrier, I guess. And I really like this. It has an insulated inside. We haven't needed to use the insulation, to be honest, but I like the carrier because when we're traveling, what I like to do is, I'll show you, the inside, nice and spacious. There's also like a nice little, like tiny little compartment there, but I'll put a bottle and a little bottle of water next to it, and it just keeps the bottle separate from everything else in my diaper bag, which I really like. It keeps it clean. And then I just like to know, like, this water bottle is for his bottle. I can't drink it. It's not for me. It's not for anybody else. I always know if we're going out that there's a bottle of water in here with his bottle. So what we do is, if we're going out, I will put some of his formula in a separate container and know that his water bottle and his bottle are in here. Now, another favorite have been the Comotomo bottles. I love these. I registered for these. I also registered for the Dr. Brown's bottles, which I also really like and I think are fantastic bottles. Both have like these advanced modern ways of eliminating gas from your baby. And a lot of people swear by the Dr. Brown's bottles, and for a long time when he was still an infant, those are the bottles we used. However, I only had the level 1 nipples for those, and so when he started getting older, I transitioned to these. I did buy level 3 nipples for those, so we're still using them, but I will say the Comotomo bottles, I haven't noticed a difference in when he uses either bottle and like how much gas he has or how much gas he doesn't have. I think both are pretty equivalent, but these are so much easier to clean because there are so many less parts happening. The inside of the Dr. Brown's bottles have like a filter or that little like air thing, and they just have a lot of pieces to clean, whereas this, it's literally just the body of the bottle and the nipple to clean. That's it. So I love these. Hugo really loves these, and they're designed to mimic the touch and feel of a regular boob. So yeah, we adore the Comotomo bottles, and I would highly recommend registering for them or getting them. Oh, and then the other thing I wanted to mention that has to do with bottles is the Bloomlon. I think maybe I made like a mommy's favorite video or something. I've mentioned the Bloomlon a few times. It's a drying rack essentially, but it's a drying rack specifically for your baby's bottles. And if you are bottle feeding your baby or plan to, be amazed at like how many different pieces and parts there are when it comes to the bottle. So I would recommend like getting that just to keep everything separate. We have a little Twig accessory that's great for hanging nipples and little pieces on. And so yeah, the bottles, this carrying case, the Bloomlon, they're all fantastic. Hey, let's talk about the Fridababy. I made a video on Fridababy, the Windi, and that's a really great product if your baby has a lot of gas. We didn't have a huge amount of success with that product. However, we did have a lot of success with the NoseFrida, and so that's why I'm including it in my favorite slash essentials. This is definitely more of an essential. Hugo got sick not too long ago, and this was a lifesaver. Now, I used to not even be able to talk about this or think about it without gagging. It's a little device that you use to suck the boogies out of your baby's nose. I know. But I will tell you this much. When your baby is sick and suffering, there is nothing that you won't do. And it's not as gross as it sounds. You don't taste the boogies. They don't go in your mouth. They go into this little tube and they stay there, and then you just wash it out. Super easy. You just suck through this piece, the boogies go in here. So yes, when Hugo had a stuffy runny nose, this thing was a lifesaver in just helping to relieve a little bit of that pressure, get his boogies out, because obviously he can't blow his nose. I would also highly recommend, if you're going to get the NoseFrida, to also get the NoseFrida Hygiene filters. Only 3 little filters come with the NoseFrida, and you're supposed to change out the filter every single time you use it. So if you think about it, every time you blow your nose when you have a stuffy or runny nose, that's a lot of times. And only 3 come in this pack, which I think is kind of silly. I think that they should include no less than 10, but I didn't make the product. So yeah, there are 3 in here. I would recommend getting the little supplement pack of 20. That way you're covered. You don't have to worry about it, because there's nothing worse than like being in a panic while your baby is sick. So highly, highly, highly recommend. The next little device that I wanted to include on the list is this. This is the American Red Cross Baby Nail Clipper. This thing is absolutely fabulous. It's a tiny little infant nail clipper. It comes with a little, what would you call it, like a microscope. We have never used that little microscope piece. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. But it's there in case you need it. I just find these to be really high quality nail clippers, and we have one other nail clipper that for a little while I couldn't find this one, and I was using that other one, and it was cutting his nails unevenly. It wasn't sharp enough to like really cut the nail, and so I felt like I had to keep going back, and it was too fussy. And these are perfect. They cut the nail. They're sharp enough that you won't be there forever trying to cut his nails, because also like it's a baby. Like baby doesn't want to stay still, but they're super safe and they're fantastic. So if you're looking for really good baby nail clippers, I would highly recommend getting the American Red Cross ones. Around 3 to 6 months is when your baby, you'll notice at least that your baby becomes a lot more engaged and aware of the world, and that's when toys really come into play. And Hugo loves anything crinkly. In the beginning, he loved soft toys he could put in his mouth. I mean, he's still putting everything and anything in his mouth, but I just wanted to mention like little toys that have crinkle or like crinkle paper are really great. This is just a little line. It came as an accessory piece to something. I can't even remember what, but he loves this. I just love that it's so small. I can throw it into my diaper bag. It has a little Velcro piece that you could attach it. I think I have in the past attached this to his car seat too. That's really great. And then another toy that we love is this Fisher-Price piano. Now this is designed to actually go in baby's crib. It ties in the crib, but if you know anything about my life, then you know that Hugo is not sleeping in his crib. So we've actually been using this on his play mat. So I'll put this down in his play mat and he'll sort of like waddle over to it. He's not crawling, but I'll put him down near it and he reaches and he touches it to play the piano, and he loves it. It keeps him super entertained. Here, I'll show you. Oh no, it's off. Here. It has 2 different settings too for volume. It's quite a loud toy. So yeah, he loves it, especially once your baby's like 5, 6 months, starting to go towards 7, 8 months. Getting something that is a little more interactive, it'll save you, it'll give you a little bit of extra time to like, I don't know, do some laundry or, I don't know, sit, I would say, in peace and quiet, but these toys are really loud. And the very last thing I wanted to share is the big old DockATot. I mentioned the DockATot in a video. I think it was the products I wish I would have included on my baby registry. They actually sent me this, which was amazing. Definitely one of those products where I'm like, I can't believe I didn't register for this. This has been a lifesaver and would have been so great when Hugo was young, because I got this when he was around 3 months old, and this would have been fantastic for like the whole newborn stage. But even for now, we took this on vacation actually, and it was great. So what we did was, for a changing table, we put this on top of a dresser and put a like little changing, like one of those little disposable pee pads in it, and that's what we used for like a changing table. That way he couldn't roll out. We were standing there too, so we would never obviously just leave him there, but he was contained. He wasn't going to go anywhere. We could change him and be good. Such a great piece to have, and even for the short amount of time, like Hugo's now rolling over and kind of all over the place, so we haven't found too much use for it now that he's going into his 6th month, but it was so great for the time that we did have it. And again, I wish I would have had it for the entire like newborn infant stage, because that would have just been so insanely helpful, especially if you are co-sleeping or bed sharing. This is such a must. Okay guys, those are all of our 3 to 6 month baby essentials. Have any products that you know that you used when your little one was 3 to 6 months that you consider a favorite or essential? Definitely leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you all really soon. Bye guys.